Hello everyone, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream, and today I'm going to do a video response for Jayson, Mr. Fisherbike, and he asked us basically what got us into collecting and what YouTube channels we like to watch or we follow, that type of thing. So what got me into collecting really, I've told this story before and I've done this video when I did my 1970 set, because this is the real set that got me into collecting. Basically, when I was a young kid, I had two sisters. I didn't have any brothers, so they were not into sports. They didn't collect anything. But across the street was a family that were 4 boys, and one of them was my age, and the others were about a year younger and a few years younger than me. But we would hang out all the time, and they played Little League, and their father was the Little League coach. So I started playing with them, and I just kind of always liked baseball and ended up playing on their Little League team. And they collected baseball cards for a while. They had cards from the 60s, and I looked at them and really wasn't that interested in the beginning, but then I got very interested in them, and I started going to the games, started going to spring training games, and my grandfather would take me to some games in Miami where the Orioles used to play. So I'm kind of outside today, so kind of a little uncomfortable sitting here, but it's a beautiful thing here. So here's where I'm at. I'm in the backyard here, and I'm doing my cards right here. So anyway, just enjoying a Saturday morning here. So to make a long story short, I started collecting cards. My first packs were in 1969, and then in 1970 I really got into it, and I started buying boxes and packs, and every time I could. I lived a block away. I'm just gonna start showing cards and talking. I lived a couple of blocks from school, and there was this was the first set I ever built. And the stars are graded, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go through these things. And I have a checklist that I checked it all off, which I showed in my 1970 video. And you'll see these cards are nice. I had probably 2 or 3 or 4 of each of these cards. So I picked the best ones to build a set. And I put this set together. It was the first set that I put together in 1970. And that really got me into collecting cards. And I put together the 1971 and 72. And I went on all the way to put together all of the sets from the 70s. And then I started going backwards and putting cards together, sets from the 60s and 50s and all that. I've told that story. And I was a card dealer for a few years, and some cards I didn't have doubles of. Maybe this one because it's a little bit bad shape. And I know the Pete Rose because I really remember only having one of those cards, and I probably got it in a trade with the boys because that one's in bad shape. So anyway, most of them are going to be pack pulled. Well, they all were pack pulled, most of them by me. Some of them I may have, they were in a shoebox. And my mom found the shoebox. These are really tough to get centered, the All-Stars, one of the toughest ones. So my mom ended up finding that shoebox, and it wasn't one shoebox. I had like 4 shoeboxes full of cards. I even had a Nolan Ryan rookie in there, and late 60s and all the 70s cards were there. So that got me into baseball. This is the set that got me going. Then this was that my grandfather took me to a Little League game, and he knew this guy here, Orlando Pena. He was a pitcher for the Orioles. So he caught this foul ball, and after the game he took me down to Orlando Pena. We had other players signing like Boog Powell, Paul Blair, and then my favorite was Brooks Robinson. You know, we played with this ball. Unfortunately, here's Brooks Robinson. And a bunch of other ones. Ellie Hendricks was a catcher, Al Bunbury. There was another signature here, and I think that may have been Jim Palmer, but it got erased. A lot of these got erased. So, but there was a few more. I think there was another one here somewhere. I think there was another signature there. But, you know, when you're young and these, you know, you played with the ball. I mean, I got this ball home from the game. I went to show it to my buddies, and, you know, they wanted to see it, and, you know, we threw it around, and that's the way you did back then. And, you know, the same with the cards. You put them in shoe boxes, and that's where mine were found. Luckily, you know, I had doubles and stuff, and I ended up building the set, and it's a beautiful set, in beautiful condition. A lot of the ones I got graded, you know, you could see them in my videos. They graded pretty nicely. You know, 7s, I got some 8s out of there. You know, here's the Eloy Perry. These are just all of the Hall of Famers in the set. So I'm gonna go through this real quick. This is the Pete Rose. I showed this as one of my beaters, and this is one of my original cards. And apparently did not have a double of this card. It's the only Pete Rose I have from 1970. So this is part of my set, even though the other ones are like super minty. But that's the way I collected them. That's my cards, that's my set. So that was the 1970 set, and that's what got me into it. My buddies across the street, hung out with them. I played Little League. My grandfather took me to games. So all of that got me into baseball, and mainly that's what I collected. I did go on to collect football because I lived, and I've shown that also I lived close to the Orange Bowl where the Dolphins played, and I went to some of the games when the undefeated season. I got tons of autographs where I would go after the game and you know, meet all the players from Bob Greasy to Larry Zonka to Paul Warfield, Don Shula. So I got into football around that era also, the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s with the Dolphins, because that was really the only professional team we had at the time. So, you know, I do collect football also in that. And, you know, I'm not going to go through my whole collection, what I have, but basically that's how I got it started. And now the next question is, Jason wanted to know, what do we watch? What channels we watch? So instead of just, you know, briefly talking about it, I'm just going to show you my list. I'm going to show you my channels that I'm following. I follow 216 channels, and I put them in alphabetical order. And I'm just going to go through and just show you. Basically, what I follow is I follow stuff that, you know, I like to watch people showing their cards, showing collections. I don't watch much of the breaks. I don't watch much of the, you know, I don't follow the Jeff Wilson and stuff like that. I watch enough of this stuff, it just pops up. So I don't follow stuff like that. And, you know, I just, people and collectors. So I'll show you as I go along here. Of course, here I am, Collector Street. So I follow these guys here. 3D 80s kids. Oops, hold on a second. 3D 80s kids, 4-leaf. It's in alphabetical order, so it starts with the numbers. 4 soft corners, 90s ball cards, 502 Frank, B. More Greg, A Collector's Dream, Abel Diaz, AIH, Allen's Cards, Alpha Investments, Apex, Aranya Boys, Big Scott, Ballpark Memories, Bart's Cards, Baseball Card Investor, Dealer, Baseball, another one of the baseball card guys, Baseball Collector, Baseball Hall of Fame, Baseball Historian, BC Sports, Because I'm Carlos, Behind the Cards, Bench Clear Media, Bill the Hall of Fame guy, Blue Jacket 66, Bob Lewis, Bobbles, Bowman 53, Brad 8671, Breakout Cards, Brandon Baseball, B. Roth, Bucks Vintage, Burbank, COC. I'm just going to go through here, guys. You can watch them all. Cardboard. card porn. These are the people I like to watch. You know, Chasing Cardboard, Chris from Missouri, you know, Clemente Collector, COG, Cracker Jack, CSG Cards, which is the greater, DB Tiller, Dave's Midlife Crisis, David Gonos, Dead Guy Cardboard, Dean Gearhart, Diamond Yard, Decons, Stonfield Dream, Double D, Dr. Beckett. Most of you guys follow the same guys, but I'm just going to go through the list, you know. I mean, you could follow these guys or whatever. You know, Elite Co, Fernando, My Childhood Memories, Flippin' Steve, For the Love of It, GWG's Mikey, Golden, Great Cards, Green Greer, Grimy Mitts, Ground Chuck, Grunt Dad, Hardball Crazy, Heritage, Iconic Baseball, Iconic Al, If Sports, Inglorious P, Jimmy Guns, my buddy Jimmy Guns, J Mac, Junior Baseball Fanatic, Liam, Jay Stoudemire, one of the best Babe Ruth collectors in the world here, Junk Wax Hero, Mike, I love Mike, Junk Wax Investor, let's see what else we got, Just Collect, Hem's Cardboard, King Pokemon, he's a big Pokemon guy, and you saw I follow Alpha Investments, that's because he's the biggest Magic of the Gathering guy. Lefty, Legends Never Die, Legends of the Diamond, Leo Clotour, Let's Talk Sports, Living with LT, Blue Rock TV, Mark from Kentucky, Mark Sports, Max Jackson, awesome collection there also. Medford, Michael Ham, Midlife Sports Crisis, Mike Clark, I'm going to go through those, Michael, Mojo, Mr. Fisherbike, that's for Jayson, this is for Jayson. Near Mint Musings, Brent, Neo, Nerd Pocket, Nina S, Nostalgic, Enough Said Cards, New York Yanks fan, 7, Vince, my man, the guy that got me going with this thing. Amio Tenny, Pac-Man, Pancake Analysis, Pepino Man, Filmington, Picker Jim S, another buddy, and Pepino Man, of course, these are. And you can go through here and see all the people, PSA Collector, PSA Car, Rated Rookie, Ray from Philly, of course, Scott, Reindeer. I don't subscribe to Scott, never. Scott's one of my favorites. Retro Hoops, Rolling with FD, Roth Cards, Rudog, yes, Mr. Clemente Rudog, Sammy Thunder, Santiago Sports, Scotty Tradition, Scotty's got some incredible football, Scotty B Cards, SCP Auctions, Sexton's Kentucky, SFI Cards, Sammy, she blinded me with refractors, Silver Fruit Cardboard, Silver Jack of Phi. We got to get him back doing more videos. Someone talk to Keen, SOT Sports, Splendid Sports, Adam, incredible channel, love Adam there. Sports Cards once again, Sports Cards Hall of Fame, Sports Cards, I do have Sports Card Investor, I'm sorry, I do have him in there, I guess I do follow him. Sports Card Radio, Sports Card Radio Clips, Sports Cards Anonymous, Sports Cards Live, of course follow them, that's Jeremy Lee. Sports Cards once again, Javed, that's a great guy here, follow him too. Sports Collector, Stars of the Diamonds, Dave and Dom, Steve Speaks, Stop Sports, Stories in Cardboard, Tito 6 Museum, very interesting channel there to watch. Talking Ball Cards. One of my favorite channels of all time is Tan Man Baseball. Of course, you can't forget TE2 Edge, great guy there. 10 Clubs at 70s show. Card Boss, The Chosen Roster. Getting near the end here. Here's The Drew, A Vintage Legacy, another awesome channel. And the Mangini collection, of course. We got to have the Mangini collection. The Past is Alive. And then Sports Card Dad, The Stuff of Greatness, incredible collection. This guy's going to be one of the best collections around. Vintage, Those Back Pages, Terry, TJ Mack, Tops 85401, Nate. The best Barry Bonds collection in the world, and one of the best guys. Awesome, you got to follow him. Tyler Short up north, Victor Negron, then Victor the Rookie Card Specialist, Vida Loca, Vintage and more, Vintage Cards, more Vintage Cards, Vintage Kid, Vintage Oddball Cards, Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. I love him. He's awesome. All these guys are the people I follow. They're awesome people. you want to follow them all, you can just check it all out. Vintage on Vintage, Vintage PSA, Adam, the Vintage Sanctuary. That's where I go to relax and watch some cool cards. Wade Boggs fan, John is incredible. Wax Museum, Wax Packs Gods, W. Vogs Will, and last but not least, my favorite commentator, my favorite guy that does the things. I agree with him pretty much 99% of the time, Ziggy No. So guys, this is who I follow. These are all the guys I follow. I'm going to show you again here. 216 people that I follow. Mostly are going to be people that have their collections. I follow people that go to card shows, that do videos at card shows. I like to watch that, see what's going on. That you go to card shops, I'll follow you. You show your vintage cards, I'm going to follow you. You know, those type of things. You know, that's the people who I kind of follow. So here they are. I follow the auction houses. I follow PSA, Greg Moore's, Golden, and all that to see what they got going, and you know, all that stuff. But that's pretty much it, guys. So Jayson, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream. This is the history of my collection, and these are the videos. The YouTube channels that I like to follow. If I missed any of these, any of your channels, and I'm not following them right now, please let me know, and I will follow you. As long as you got entertaining stuff and you're gonna, you know, post things, you know, on a semi-regular basis. I'm not saying every week and stuff, but at least, you know, once a month, do something, I'll follow you. So anyway, guys, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream. Thanks for watching my channel. I truly appreciate it. And follow me and like me. Thanks. Have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.